Now, how do we reach the greatest level of self? The 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 best ways that I believe personally from personal experience is by experiencing different challenges. It's the challenge. It's the challenge. It's the challenge that challenges different aspects of self. It's the places in time and we're and where we place in positions of discomfort. So any stages, any levels that we meet of discomfort, where that discomfort is like a you know like a closed door that's harder to get in or to get open than the other doors that we've already opened, which are different parts here, which is symbolic for different parts of self. So you got those that would choose to be like, pull on the door, realize, oh, it's locked, oh, it ain't opening that easy. Ah, fuck that door. I just go through the one I always go through. You know what I'm saying? So we can do that, or we can take the opportunity. So each challenge is an opportunity, especially as if it's a now. Some people take on the wrong challenges, so we got to be clear, and we got to be clear on a lot of different ways we explain different things to people because, like I say, some people take things a literal, too literal, too much of the time. To the point where they miss the concept of the point. The only point we need to understand, information we need to realize is just the concept. The concept of what the fuck. If we know the concept, just like understanding the concept of, or the summary of a book. You can have a 1,000,000-page book, right? But it's always going to be a section called the summary, in which summarizes what all these motherfucking 10 million pages mean, or whatever. And that's how we got to deal with most things because, in general, it's too much fucking information out here that exists. I know many people think they're brilliant and smart. Oh, I read this many books. I did this, but it's still the millions of more that you need to read, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So if we get caught on the numbers as opposed to putting yourselves into a position where a position of attractive energy. So we put ourselves in a position of attractive energy where we force the areas of the universe to bring forth particular pieces of information and specific types of challenges that will open up the specific doors of your particular self that will enhance your level of consciousness, in which at the same time enhance your level of power. So specific shit, because you know it could be a bad thing to attract certain challenges. Certain challenges, become have a negative impact or a negative outcome. So we gotta always be very fucking specific. You know, leave no room for assumption when dealing with the universe, the powers of the universe, and the powers of self, because self doesn't know these different things. The self doesn't know the difference between any of these things until you teach it. Self knows through you and outside of you. Anything outside of you. Self knows self with anything outside of self and inside of self simultaneously. That's why anybody we meet, anybody we greet, any any and everybody you meet, anybody you greet is another part of self. It's another aspect of self. Or has even if we have people, because we tend to want to attract people and hang around people that are just like us, which is good, But it'd be wise or smarter to attract people that can share a common understanding of a specific goal, and not to the point where everybody necessarily is like nearly identical as far as thinking and areas of focus and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We want people that's if I have six people at the table, I want me to be able uh to easily communicate with those six people. You know, no matter what, tone of voice, no matter what accent, no matter what, background they have versus my background. You want people of different shades and different colors and different experiences, different backgrounds that you can communicate with, and that you can come to a common goal or a common mission with. So these people are the great challenges, because now you're learning different aspect of self by experiencing the aspect of somebody else's experience and understanding the concepts based on what they experience. So you have somebody that positively looks at things and decodes things and experiences that they experience in their life. These are the people that we want around us. These are the people that we feed off of, and the people that we allow to feed off us. That goes to the other aspect that you have to keep. In order to receive this type of transfer of energy, we have to be able to confidently be in a position of vulnerability, because we have to be vulnerable in order to allow somebody to take from your energy, or to take any aspect of energy from you, in order to transfer into themselves. But if you transfer the energy out to the right sources, that energy will reciprocate back into the original source. So if I begin bringing, it's like I'm delivering energy. I'm delivering energy, or inner chi. I'm delivering inner chi from me to you right now, and I'm transmitting this through this particular channel called YouTube. Now the whole intent of that particular delivery is for it to be received on a certain level and area of consciousness, so that energy can be redirected and blessed back into my life and back into my energy field. But not particularly, the beauty about it is the energy doesn't actually necessarily have to come back from the direct party that you deliver the energy to, because once you elevate on that type of level right there, the energy in general comes back from the universe in general. You see what I mean? It's like we can't get to the point where, and I'm making this disclaimer because we can't get to the point where we do particular things, uh, uh, you know, for a particular person, and have the aspects of expecting. Expecting is room, we leave room for liability, because then if a person doesn't, that leaves room for failure, and with failure comes disappointment. So we don't want to put ourselves in a position to be disappointed, nor do we want to put anybody in position to have to disappoint us, because we expect them to live up to something that is not a part of them, right? So that's another bad thing. So in return, that turns to a negative energy that's received back from us, and that becomes a waste of our time, waste of our energy. And now we have to sit back, meditate, and replenish that energy, and in order to not only give it back to ourselves, but to give it back to another valuable source or reliable source. It is our obligation. It is our absolute obligation, especially now. We have an absolute obligation to challenge ourselves and to challenge each other in the most positive ways, and stay the fuck away from anybody that does not challenge you in those necessary positive ways. Now, That doesn't mean that positive challenge is gonna be comfortable, like we just fucking discussed. Because we're in the age where we're victims and suckers of convenience, and we want everything to be peaches, cream, and convenient. This is this is why we have a world full of people that are really fucking sensitive to fucking the reality and the truth of any matter. The first step we have to go to and go through is acknowledgement to build the any aspect of true awareness and enlightenment. And the truth of the matter, the deep down truth, doesn't always look good. The truth tends to really disappoint and hurt and frustrate. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. But we have to really we have to really identify this world for what it really is. And then once we do that, then we level up. But first, the person must know the truth first. We can't continue to be in la la land. We just can't. Those days are over with, man. Those days are over with.